millions have come to Christ around the world because of the ministry of Campus Crusade for Christ. And after nearly 50 years of leading this ministry, it came time for Dr. Bright to pass the torch. In the technical terms, I guess, in organizational theory, they call it succession planning. We were so busy changing the world, we never thought much about succession planning. And so when he decided to step down, he actually caught all of the senior leadership folks around Dr. Bright at that time by surprise. And I got the assignment to go meet with Dr. Bright and find out what he was saying to clarify that. So we often joked that, well, I'll tie a rope around my ankle like the priest when they went into the Holy Holies, just in case I got slayed when I went in to ask him they could pull me back out. But we needed to talk to Dr. Bright about how hard it is for a founder to let go of the organization. That makes sense, right? And so that was my assignment that given day that our brilliant team came up with, was that I was going to go in and talk with Dr. Bright about letting go of Campus Crusade. And I'll never, it just is so vivid to me, and I'll never forget it. I'm in the room with him, and I'm saying to him, I say, well, hey, Dr. B, I called him Dr. B a lot, and I said, Dr. B, it's really going to be hard to let this organization go, isn't it? Without a beat. He said, no, it's not. And I'm saying, well, Dr. B, you've led this thing for almost 50 years. Your thumbprint is all over the movement. And again, he said, no, it's not. And then I knew I was going to get tutored, because he said, whenever he would say this, and he said this to me several times, but this particular time, my dear Chuck, you just don't get it. And I said, what's that, Dr. Bright? What don't I get? And he said, this isn't a Bill Bright organization. I settled that issue 50 years ago when I signed my life over to Jesus Christ. He personally began to school on me what it means to be a slave of Jesus Christ. He talked about Galatians 2:20, that I am crucified with Christ, and it's no longer I who live. And he talked about all the experiences that he had in leading the movement, where he went back to that original contract where he had signed his life over to Jesus Christ, and it was no longer his life, and this organization was never his organization. It belonged to God. It was one of those holy moments with him. And I saw him live that out over the next number of months as we worked through the transition together. And to see the real person, and to see that what you saw on stage was what he was in person, and when no one else was looking and no one else was around. And at the end of the day, there was an acknowledgement that God was in control, and as men and women of God, they were going to trust God with this together. And that is the difference the Spirit-filled life makes. When people truly understand the Lordship of Christ and what that means to be surrendered to Him and to be filled with the Spirit, the things that you go through look entirely different. How you handle it, the behaviors that you choose is very, very different. And I saw the value of a lifetime of walking closely with God in the Spirit-filled life, and that's been a reminder to me. That really is the story of Campus Crusade. That if you submit, God will bless you more than you could ever imagine.